بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا مولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم. Let's all begin with the dua together. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك آمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. كيف حالكم؟ الحمد لله. Inshallah, we can start taking out the morning and evening du'as. Inshallah. Tariq. Rabbi, you are my Lord, you are my Master, you are the one that takes care of me. Rabbi. La ilaha illa anta. La ilaha. So here's the slave calling to Allah, acknowledging who Allah is. Because normally the sunnah of dua is you first acknowledge who Allah is. You make hamd to Allah and you praise Allah, as in the Fatiha, before you make the dua. So Similarly, we first acknowledge Allah. Anta Rabbi, you are my Lord. La ilaha illa anta. La ilaha. There is la, not ilaha. There is not. Ilaha means a God. It's a special la, but I'll tell you about it one day, inshallah. But la ilaha means there's absolutely no God. There's absolutely no being worthy of worship. Illa, except anta. So let's read this first few words together inshallah. Allahumma anta rabbi la ilaha illa anta. Next one, khalaqtani. You should tell me there what's the meaning of khalaqta? Fi'l maadi. Who created khalaqta? Let's go down quickly. Khalaqa, bismillah. Khalaqa, khalaqu, khalaqat, khalaqna, khalaqta. Khalaqta is you. You one male referring to Allah. Khalaqta, you Allah, you have created ni, you have created me. Khalaqtani, you have created. Wa ana abduk. Wa and ana, I am abduka, I am your slave. So here the slave is saying, Allah, you are the Lord and I am your slave. Wa ana, and I, ala ahdika, I am upon your ahd. And ahd is going to be like a covenant and agreement. A covenant and agreement. Wa wa'dika, and a wa'd is going to be a promise. And upon your promise, in other words, you have an agreement between yourself and Allah. He is the Rabb and you are the Abd, and you all should live as the Rabb wants. That is the ahd and the wa'd you have between Allah. So you say, in the dua you say, wa ana ala ahdika, and I am upon your covenant, wa wa'dika, and your promise, mastata'tu, ma, as much as istata'tu, I am able to. So even in that you recognize you can't completely fulfill Allah's rights. You say mastata'tu, as much as I am able to do. So that's going to be almost like the opening part where you kind of establish a relationship between yourself and Allah. Almost like Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Almost like that. Allah, you are Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin. And again, we your slaves and you're the master. So a similar thing. Let's read together until there, inshallah. Allahumma anta rabbi la ilaha illa anta. خلقتني وأنا عبدك وأنا على عهدك ووعدك ما استطعت. Now comes the dua part. أعوذ بك. أعوذ means what? I seek refuge, I seek protection, I seek security. Bika, in you, with you, by you. So you're seeking protection in Allah from what? From the evil, of that which sana'tu. Sana'a means to do, to make, to create, to commit. Sana'a. So we go down, let's go down together on the fi'l maldi. Sana'a, sana'u, sana'at, sana'na, sana'ta, sana'tum, sana'ti, sana'na, sana'tu. Sana'tu. So what's sana'tu? I. So sana'tu, I have made. I have done. So what's the dua for? A'udhu, I seek refuge bika with you in Allah, min sharri, from the evil of of that which sana'tu, I myself have committed. It's an amazing dua actually, because you're asking Allah for protection against your own self. You're asking Allah for protection against your own self, from your own crazy stuff you do. Ya Allah, I'm diamaka sometimes. I seek protection against my own. That's the dua you're making. No. We need that dua. No. Abu'u la'atika alayya. Abu'u means I acknowledge. I acknowledge. Laka. Abu'u, I, the slave, acknowledge laka, to you, Allah, bi ni'matika alayya. I acknowledge what? Bi ni'matika, the favor of you, the ni'mah of you, Allah, alayya means upon me. I acknowledge the favor of you, Allah. I acknowledge to you the favor of you, Allah, upon me. Wa and abu'u. What does abu'u mean? It came about 5 seconds ago. Acknowledge. Wa abu'u, and I also acknowledge bidhambi, my dhamb, my sins. So telling Allah, I confess, I acknowledge, I realize all your ni'mas upon me, and I also confess, realize, acknowledge my sins. Faghfirli. Faghfirli means so forgive. Faghfirli, so forgive me. فَإِنَّهُ لَا يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ إِلَّا أَنْتَ. فَإِنَّهُ, for verily. فَإِنَّهُ, for verily. That who you don't translate there. لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. لا does not. يغفر مضارع. يفعل يغفر does not forgive. الذنوب, the plural of dhanb, does not forgive. الذنوب, sins. إلا أنت, except you. So what did the Prophet ﷺ say about this? In number 3 at the bottom it says, إذ قال ذلك حين يمسي. If the slave, if a person, قال ذلك, says that, حين يمسي, when he enters the evening. If you say this at night, فمات, and then you pass away that night, دخل الجنة, the slave will enter paradise. وإذ قال حين يصبح, and if he reads this in the morning, فمات, and he dies that day, من يومه مثله, of that day he dies again, مثله, he will have the like of it, he will enter paradise. So if you read this in the evening, the Prophet of Allah, and you have to believe his words, he says if you pass away that night, you will enter Jannah. If you read it in the morning and you pass away that night, you will enter Jannah. Another riwayah, not only enter Jannah, another riwayah says you mata shahidan, that you will die as a martyr. You die as a shaheed. You won't have an ordinary death. Your death will be considered the death of a shaheed, because you have cleansed yourself with the Sayyidul Istighfar, the master of Istighfar. So it's a beautiful dua to read every morning and every evening. Let's read 1, 2 and 3 together, inshallah. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. اللهم أنت ربي لا إله إلا أنت خلقتني وأنا عبدك وأنا على عهدك ووعدك ما استطعت أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت أبوء لك بنعمتك علي وأبوء بذنبي فاغفر لي فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. Alhamdulillah. So inshallah next time we'll continue. Next to us again, the practice is to try to read this every morning, every evening. May Allah accept, may Allah bless, may Allah protect. Allahu Ameen inshallah. Okay, Bismillah. What did you do last week? Do you remember? Were you busy with the homework last night? No. Last week we started sentences. What's a sentence in Arabic? What's a sentence in Arabic? Jumla. Jumla. And in Arabic we said how many sentences are there? 2 sentences. What are they? Jumlatul Ismiya and Jumlatul. Okay. So sentences in Arabic are 2. One is Al-Jumlatul Ismiya and the next one is Al-Jumlatul Fi'liya. Let's say the 2 names again together. Al-Jumlatul Ismiya, Al-Jumlatul Fi'liya. One more time. Al-Jumlatul Ismiya, Al-Jumlatul Fi'liya. Ismiya is noun based and Fi'liya is verb based. We're now busy with Fi'liya. Okay, so just a quick summary. So last week, an Arabic sentence or an English sentence, doesn't matter, the same thing. So the sentence has how many parts? 3 parts. One part is the verb, the doing word, because fi'liya must have a fi'l. So one part is the fi'l, the action. What's another part? Who is doing the action? The action. And the third part? Who is the action being done to? For example, if I say here, the man helped the student. Where's the verb? Helped. Who did the verb? The man. Who was the verb? The student. Okay. What's happening here? Okay. Oops. Anyway. Okay. Then we had some homework to do. Let's see, what is here? Then we have the sentence here. Let's go through. Let's read it together. Nasara al-Muslimu al-Taliba. So now we're looking for the 3 parts. Where is the verb? The verb is nasara, the verb is helped. Helped. So the first part is the verb. What's the second part that we look for? We look for the doer. Who did the verb and who was the verb done to? So either in this sentence, either the Muslim helped or either the Talib helped. One of the 2. Either the Muslim helped or either the Talib helped. So how do we know which one actually helped? The one that comes first? No, how do we know? The one that is in Raf'un. We learned last week, if you missed last week, the one that is in Raf'un is the one who did the verb. And the one in Nasbun is what? Was done upon, the one that the verb was done to. So how do you translate the sentence? The Muslim helped the student. So the Muslim helped the student. The Muslim helped the student. So who's the doer? The Muslim is the doer, it's always in raf'un. Who is the done upon? The student is in which hal? Nasbun? Okay. Then we gave two terms. At the end of the period, we gave a term for the doer and a term for the done upon. The doer. The doer is called what? You remember it? Altogether? Fa'il. Altogether? Fa'il. And what's the done upon? Maf'ulun bihi. The done upon is the maf'ulun bihi. So that was last week's lesson. Last week's lesson. Then you had some homework to do. Let's take out your homework. What did I think you had 2.3 to do. Let's do 2.3 quickly. I don't think we marked it yet. I'll just go through answers quickly, inshallah. Let's read number 2. Nasara altogether. Nasara al-mudarrisa al-talibu. Translation. So who helped who? The student or the teacher? The student. You with me? The student helped the teacher. Because the student is in raf'un, it is the fa'il, and al-mudarrisa as nasb, it's the maf'ulun bihi. Let's read number 3 together. Nasara altogether. Nasara al-mudarrisani al-talibaini. Again. Nasara al-mudarrisani al-talibaini. So Nasara means helped. Who helped you? How many teachers? So the translation is, the two teachers helped the two students. Number 3, the two teachers helped the two students. Next one, number 4, read together. Nasara al-mudarrisuna talibaini. Translation? The teachers helped the two students. No, there isn't al-talibaini, it's just two students. Translation, the teachers helped the two students. The teachers helped two students. Let's read number 5 together. Nasara al-mudarrisuna al-talibina. Again. Translation. The teachers helped the students. Where is the fa'il? Where is the fa'il? Al-mudarrisuna. Where is the maf'ulun bihi? Talibina. What hal is the fa'il always in? Raf'un. What hal is the maf'ulun bihi always in? Nasbun. Number 6. Altogether. Nasara mudarrisun at-talibaini. Again. Nasara mudarrisun at-talibaini. Translation. A teacher helped the two students. Because mudarris doesn't have an al, so you say a teacher is the fa'il, mudarrisun is the fa'il. A teacher helped the two students. Let's read number 7 quickly. Nasara al-mudarrisani at-talibah. So of those two, which one is in raf'un? Al-mudarrisani is raf'un. If that to be nasbun, it would be al-mudarrisaini. But ani is raf'un. Translation? The two teachers helped the student. Number 8. Altogether. Nasara al-mudarrisuna al-talibah. Translation? The teachers helped the student. Because the fa'il is where? Al-mudarrisuna. Where is the maf'ulun bihi? Al-talibah. Let's read number 9 together. Nasara المدرسين الطالب. Translation: the student helped the teachers. Let's read number 10. نصر المدرس طالبين. Translation: the teacher helped students. The teacher helped students, because it's not all. Okay, so that should have been inshallah hopefully fairly manageable. Only time the raf'un and the nasbun, and translated according to the word basically. Maybe a bit more challenging was 2.4. 2.4 might have been a bit more challenging. Let's do 2.4 talibun. What you have to do in 2.4 is you have to write out the Arabic of the underlined word. So if the sentence read, the two students studied, the two students studied, you have to write out the two students. Are you with me? I think we finished Muslim already. Last week we finished Muslim, so let's start with Talib inshallah. So the verb is studied. Who did the studying? The two students. So are the two students fa'il or maf'ulun bihi? Are they doer or done upon? They doer, they fa'il. So what hal will they be in? Raf'un. So how do you write the two students in Raf'un? At-talibani. Good. Next one. I met two students. I met two students. Where is the verb? Met. Met. Who did the verb? I did the verb. Who was the verb done to? Two students. So in number B, are two students fa'il or maf'ulun bihi? Are they doer or done upon? The verb is done to them, so they maf'ulun bihi. So what hal must I write them in? Maf'ulun bihi is always in nasbun. So how do I write two students in nasbun? Is there al or no al? No al. Because not the two students, it's just two students. So I'm going to write talibaini. Let's go to number C. He recognized the students. Where's the verb? Recognized. Who did the action? He did the action. Who was the action done to? The students. So is the students fa'il or maf'ulun bihi? Maf'ulun bihi. So what hal will it be in? Nasbun. So how do I write two students in nasbun? Is two students talibina or talibaini? Oh, sorry, this is not two students, this is students. Sorry, number C is going to be at-talibina. At-talibina. Sorry, at-talibina. The students in nasbun. In raf'un, at-talibuna. Number D, the students passed. What's the verb? Passed. Who did the action? The students. So the students are what? Fa'il or maf'ulun bihi? Fa'il. What hal should be in? Raf'un. How do I write the students in raf'un? At-talibuna. At-talibuna. Number E, I taught the student. Where's the verb? Taught. Who did the teaching? I. So I am the fa'il. And who did I do the teaching to? The student. So the student is maf'ulun bihi. Maf'ulun bihi always in what hal? Nasbun. It's not going to change. Until your 5th, 6th, 7th year, it will still be nasbun. Okay, it's been so for thousands of years. Always in nasbun. So how do I put the student into nasbun? The student in nasbun? At-taliba. Okay, good. Okay, now I'm going to ask you to get into your groups, inshallah. Before we do the groups of about 5 or so, 4, 5, 6. Tutors can make sure everybody's in a group, inshallah. Just make sure no one's alone. Turn around, form your circles. Okay, does everybody have a group? I say, brother, join the group inshallah. Okay, in your groups you're going to do two things. Two things. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to just mark the muallim one between yourselves, inshallah. The muallim one, the last one, you're going to mark in your group. Make sure everybody in your group understands. And you know the 2-hour story. I won't tell you again, inshallah. After you finish the muallim one, what you're going to do? Listen carefully. You're going to do new work. After the muallim one, you first mark that. Take a few minutes, mark that first. Then you're going to go to worksheet 2.5. Then you're going to go to worksheet 2.5. Let's open it quickly so I can go through it. Worksheet 2.5. So worksheet 2.5, if you look at it, you'll see there are answers for 6 of them. And there are no answers for. So 6 have answers and 5 don't have answers. And it says, study the examples below and deduce the rule identifying where the subject, the doer of the verb can appear. So when you're going to read those 5 or 6 sentences, you're going to realize that the doer appears in different places. Then you're going to come up with a rule on where we can find the doer. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few minutes, inshallah. First, mu'allim, mark mu'allim, and then come to worksheet 2.5. Once you deduce the rule, then you must complete the rest, and you can call a tutor when you have the rule, inshallah. And you can show them your answers. Barakallah, you can begin now, inshallah. Tutors, if you can just roam, inshallah, and just make sure that the students are okay, and assist where needed, inshallah. If you have any questions, anything on clarification on, homework questions, you can raise your hand, someone will come help you, inshallah. Okay, if you're trying to find the rule, inshallah, you must find the doer in 3 places. You must find the fa'il in 3 places. If you found 2, you must find the 3rd one also. Okay, bismillah, inshallah, let's go through together. Let's go through together, inshallah. Okay, so let's go through together. Let's first study the examples together, and then we will together come up with the rule, inshallah. So if you read the first one, let's read the Arabic of the first one. Nasara rajulu al-walada. The man helped the boy. So in that sentence, where is the doer? Nasara ar-rajulu al-walada. Nasara is the verb helped. So who in that sentence helped? The man. And Ar-rajulu. And where do you see it? Do you see it there? Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to call this. Let me see if it's going to work. I'm just going to call this. It's going to work. We're going to call it left. Left. Why can't I mark this in? Okay, so we're going to call this left. Now, what I'm saying that the doer is, he has to do it on the left of the verb. You with me? Okay. Now let's go to second one. Let's read the second one together. Nasaru al-walada. Nasaru. Does Nasaru look familiar? You didn't sarf before. You did Nasara, Nasaru, Nasaru. So it's translated. They, many males, or they, mixed group, helped the boy. Now, how do you know it's they, many males, and not she or you? You understand the question? Like, how do you know it's they, many males, and not they, many females, or you, one male, or I helped, or we helped? How do you know it's they, many males? Because you learned in the scale. So in other words, in the scale, each one looks different because they mean different things. So Nasara, he helped, but if I add a waw and alif there, it becomes Nasaru. Now it means they helped. So in the scale, can you see the Nasara part is actually the verb? Where do you think the doer is? Okay, you can say inside, but I'm going to say end. At the end of the verb. You with me? That u part there, the end. For example, Nasartu means what? Nasartu means what? I help. You can see at the end there, the I comes in. Nasarna means what? We help. Can you see the na at the end there is the doer. So I'm called end. You know, at the end because you can see it at the end of the verb. Right. Now let's read the next one. Nasara al-walada. Nasara al-walada. So I only have two words here. Nasara is the verb and al-walad. Is al-walad the doer? Are you sure? How do you know al-walad isn't the doer? Because it's nasb, it's done upon. So how do you translate Nasara al-walada? He helped the boy. But now I can't see the he. Where? It's like Cremora. If you laugh, you're very old now. The young people are what? Cremora? Not inside, it's on top. Anyway. That was before the internet. Can you imagine the people here grew up before the internet? Some real dinosaurs. MashaAllah. I'm one of them now. Okay. Can you see Nasara here? We can't see it. We can't see it. Nasara, we can't see it. You can't see it. Can you see it at the end there? Is anything at the end? No, nothing at the end. Is it on the left? No. So therefore we're going to say this side, we're going to say it's inside the verb. It's in the verb. Okay, it's going to be inside. Let's put it in brackets also because it's hidden inside. You can't see it. It's in the verb there somewhere. Next one. Nasarat al-bintu al-walada. So Nasarat means helped. Now who helped? Did she help or did the girl help? Where is the fa'il? It's the fa'il is al-bintu. So the fa'il is going to be on the left. Now some of you are going to think now, what about the ta here of Nasarat? You know, because now why do we say that it's she there? Because the ta of Nasarat is never the doer. The ta of Nasarat is just there to make the verb a female verb. The ta of Nasarat is never the doer. The ta with the sukoon is never the doer to make the verb a female verb. Okay. But it's a bit complicated, but we'll come to it inshallah. Next one. Nasarti al-walada. Nasarti means what? What does Nasarti mean? Nasara, Nasaru, Nasarat, Nasarna, Nasarta, Nasartum, Nasarti. Which means what? You, one female, helped the boy. So where is the doer there? Where's the doer? Remember, in means you can't see it. It's where's the doer? Is it left? No. Is it inside? So where is it? It's going to be on the end. The end of the verb. The end there, that T is going to be the doer. Last one. Nasarat al-walada. Nasarat al-walada. Translation? Nasara, Nasaru, Nasarat. Nasara, he helped. Nasaru, they helped. Nasarat, she helped. Is the doer on the left there? No. So where is the doer? Now some of you might think that the doer must be that ta there, because at the end you can see a ta, it must be the doer. But the rule of the verbs, listen, are you with me? It's the rule of the verbs. Quickly, are you with me? The rule of the verbs, what appears at the end is no except that ta with a sukoon. Like the nasaru, that u part is the doer. Nasarna, that na is the doer. Nasartum, that tum is the doer. Nasartu, that tu is the doer. Nasarta, that ta is the doer. Nasarti, the T is the doer. Nasarna, that na is the doer, except for nasarat. That ta is not the doer, it's just the ta to make the verb female. You with me? So the ta at the end of the verb with the sukoon is never the doer, it's just there to make the verb feminine. Okay. So if that is not the doer, then where is the doer? Where is it? It must be inside. What's inside there? There's a she inside. There's a she inside. And this one there was a he inside. Okay. So let's go back. In how many places did the doer appear? How many places? In which locations? How many locations did the doer appear? 3. What are the 3? Either left or inside or at the end of the verb. Okay, so before I go to the answers, let me just go to the lesson. Finding the doer. Okay. Some quick examples here. Nasara al-Muslimu al-Walada. It is the Muslim helped the boy, so the doer is the Muslim. Nasaru al-Walada, they helped the boy, so the doer is that in there, that u part. Nasara al-Walada, so the doer is the huwa, the he, inside which you can't see. And Nasartu al-Walada, the doer is the tu at the end of the verb. To make it easy, we're going to call it Eli. What does Eli stand for? In, left, in. Or we can call it Eli, I don't know. Eli, Eli, whatever you want to call it. But it's in, left, in. What does this mean? When you come across a verb, this is the lesson, so just be with me now, inshallah. If you're sleepy now, wake up quickly. This is the lesson today. When you're looking for the doer of a verb, it can appear in one of 3 places. Either on the end, or on the left, or inside. If you're looking, you should actually look in the sequence. If you're looking for the doer, look in the sequence. For example, I look at the first one. Nasara al-Muslimu al-Walada. Right? So what is, in which sequence do I look? Eli. So where do I start? End. When I say the end, is there anything attached at the end of the verb? Like nasartu, nasarta, nasarna, nasarna, nasarti. Is there anything at the end? If I don't find it on the end, where do I look next? Left. What am I looking for on the left? The doer. What how will be in? Raf'un. Is it there? Is it there? Yes. Once I find it, I stop because there's only one doer. Once I find it, so I found the doer on the left, so that's the person doing the verb. With me. So who's doing the nasara? Al-Muslim. The Muslim helped the boy. It's on the left. Let's look at number 2. Nasaru al-walada. Nasaru is the verb. What's the first thing I must do? I must find the doer. What must I use? Eli. Eli. It used to be Ali. On left in. Then it became Ali. Attached left in. But it says Eli. End left in. I think in is the most clear at the end of the verb. No. So end. So nasaru. I look at the end. Do you see it there? Do you see anything attached to the verb nasara? Can you see there's a u part there? So I find something at the end, and once I find it at the end, I don't look further. You with me? So what does that u part represent? It's on the end, it represents they. So I'll say they helped the boy. Next one. Nasara al-walada. Can you see nasara on top there and nasara here at the bottom? Same nasara. What am I going to do first? I'm going to find the doer. What am I going to apply? Eli. Now apply Eli first. Look at the end of Nasara. Do you see anything? No. There's nothing there. Now look left. Can you find the doer? Is Walad al-Walad the doer? No, it's Nasb. It must be Rafun. If it's not not left, where must it be? Inside. Can you see it inside there? No, you can't. Because hidden. That's the whole point. Inside is hidden. You can't see it. You can imply it, but you can't see it. It's hidden away because you can't see the he. You with me? So what's hidden inside there? There's a huwa that's hidden inside the nasara. You with me? Okay. So can you see in the first one is nasara and the second one is nasara, but the doer is in different places. Therefore, when you learn the verb scale, you say nasara, nasaru, nasara. You said he helped. But if you put the doer next to it, it's no longer he helped, it becomes helped only. Because the doer can only be in one place. Okay. Last one. Nasartu al-walada. What do you have to do? Find the doer. So you apply Eli. Where do you start? At the end. Have you found it? Where is it? Tu, which means what? I. Nasartu, I. The two represents I. So where it's at the end. Eli. So today's lesson is Eli. Let me quickly recap the last minute inshallah. In summary, you can't have a floating verb, someone must do the verb. You can't come in and say Assalamu alaikum, ran, jumped. It's like what? Who ran, who jumped? You must have someone who does the action or something that does the action. In any sentence, English or Arabic. In an Arabic sentence, when you find a verb, you must automatically think who did this verb. You with me? Automatically who did this verb. If you want to know who did this verb, what do? It can be in one of three places. At the end of the verb, on the left of the verb, or inside the verb. Eventually it becomes automatic. You won't even have to apply Eli, you'll just look and see it. Because you just like know, you won't even think. But initially now you might take a step and just look for it in those three places. Okay, let's leave Mudari. So your homework. Your homework inshallah. Your homework is 2.5 to finish that. And your homework is 2.6. 2.6. What must you do? You must add a, must translate it, and it's actually all from the Quran. So actually you'll be translating Quran now. So all from the Quran. So you must translate it, and you must add a fa above the dua, and you must add a meme above the done upon, above the maf'ulun bihi. I'll give you some vocab, so make it quickly inshallah. Qatala, Dawood, Jalut. What's qatala? Qatala means killed. Dawood, Jalut, you know, it's just names. David and Goliath. Dawood, David, Jalut, Goliath. David and Goliath in the Quran also, in case you didn't know. Now, number B. Number 2. Khalaqallahu samawat. Khalaqa, you should know, right? Khalaqa, you should know. Allah, you should know. As-samawat, the heavens or the skies. The heavens or the skies. Number 3. Daraballahu mathalan. Daraba normally means to strike, but here you can say present. Presented. Mathalan, a similitude, an example, analogy, any of those words are fine. Number 4. Fariha al-mukhallafuna. Fariha means to become happy. Mukhallafuna means those that were left behind. Those that were left behind. Number 5. Khalaqa al-arda. What's ard? You should know both of those words, you should know. Ard is earth. Next one, Ba'atha Allahu Nabiyyin. Ba'atha, sent. Nabiyyin, the plural of Nabi, prophets. Next one, Ba'atha Allahu Rasulan. Ba'atha again sent. Rasul, you know, messenger. Ba'atha Rasulan, you know. Khalaqana al-jibala. What's al-jibal? The mountains. Khalaqana al-jibala, the mountains. Next one, Sami Allahu. Sami'a, you know, and Allah knows. Sami'na, you know. Fata, fata means a boy. Next one, Hasiba, you should know. What does Hasiba mean? And Nas, you should know. People. Mankind, people. So you can see in the reference there, 2 means the surah number 2, and 251 is the verse number. So 2 is Baqarah, 251, Qatala Dawood Jalut. But don't look up the translation, you translate inshallah. And you apply your Ali, you're not Ali, sorry, Eli. Ali is finished now. You apply Eli, and you find who is doing the verb. Okay. So that's your homework inshallah, is to finish 2.5 and to finish 2.6 inshallah. Yeah.